This video was written by my lovely wife Mary, no, not what's her name from Micronesia, and it is being adapted into video form by yours truly. Every opinion here is hers, and I am simply the voice for what she wrote. Tribal idols, the object that every tribe desires in the pre-merge, and why wouldn't they? It guarantees safety from being eliminated and having your torch snuffed. Each season, the creators and producers of Survivor have to come up with a new and improved tribal immunity idol that will reflect the theme of the season and also be unique. While every season the idol contains the same amount of power, the showmanship is what really matters to me. Some of these idols are amazing and really show off the artistry of the creators, and some not so much. Today we are going to be looking at the top 10 best tribal immunity idols, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and the idols on this list definitely caught my eye. The top 10 worst were already done in a previous video, and I encourage you to watch that after this one. Keep in mind, this is all my opinion on the idols only and is not reflective of the season as a whole. Do you want to pick what videos I make and watch every video I make early? Then join me on Patreon. You can sign up and cancel at any time, and heck, if you join for a year, you even get a 15% discount. So with that, number 10. First up, let's look at season 21, Survivor Nicaragua. We have an amazing statue. This time, it's the bust of a conquistador. Typically, when you see a bust, it represents a person's head, shoulders, and some of their chest. What we see here is almost actually like half of a man, and you can see his hands holding the sword in front of him. The sides are chipped away as if this was once a complete statue that is now in ruins, and I really like the details on the helmet, beard, and the sword specifically. The little things matter when looking at any art at a glance. Even though you might not see them right away, the little details just make something appear better. You may find yourself asking, what even is a conquistador? Well, essentially, they were knights, soldiers, and explorers of the Spanish and Portuguese empires, which sounds cool until you realize their entire goal was just to invade and conquer other countries like Nicaragua. Conquistadors may not be very popular today, as I'm sure they weren't popular in their own time, but you cannot deny that this is a beautiful piece of art.
First tribe to get it right wins immunity. If you have immunity in your possession, you cannot be sent home.
Number 9. Next, we have Season 5, Survivor Thailand. This green and gold kneeling statue leans more towards the religious side of things, whereas Nicaragua seemed to have nothing to do with religion. After all, this idol is literally a Buddha statuette. I like the statue for several reasons. First, it really embodies the location of Thailand. The style of the hat, clothing, and even the kneeling position is classic Thai artistry. And I even adore the red accents. The different colors represent wealth, but also the green is a faux bronze to represent that it is ancient. Finally, and this may seem silly, but it always crosses my mind, it's easy to carry around. Now that may seem irrelevant, but after carefully looking at all 40 of these idols, there are some out there that just seem like they would be cumbersome or awkward to carry, but not Thailand's.
You have immunity, guarantees you 3 more days on the island. Losers, tribal council tonight, where somebody will be the first person voted out.
Number 8. David vs. Goliath has a really fun take on the typical tiki statues. Now, to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of the tiki style, so this is the only one you're gonna see on the list that's like it. However, this season really gets into the biblical theme, and the two idols are reflective of that. There is a larger white idol and a smaller brown idol. Obviously, one represents Goliath and the other is David, or so we can assume. Ironically, when the season shifts to 3 tribes, the first tribe to complete the challenge would receive the larger idol, and the second place tribe would receive the smaller. If you know the story of David versus Goliath, you will know why this is ironic.
First to finish wins immunity, safe from the vote.
Number 7. Next on this list is Season 8, Survivor All-Stars. This Native American looking idol is simple and stunning. Again, the attention to detail is really amazing. There are carvings and paintings all over the man and the fish he is sitting on. The man is holding a tiny canvas drum and wearing a rope necklace. It is also one of the first idols that separates into 2 idols, since this is the first season with 3 tribes. The first tribe that finished the challenge would receive the man and the drum, and the second tribe would just get the fish. This would be higher on the list if not for the theme of the season being All-Stars. Frankly, I'm not sure how it really fits with the theme at all. Not that I expected like a star statue or something, but what does this man with the drum have to do with All-Stars? Other than that nitpick, it hits every point I am looking for.
Now for the immunity idol. It's 2 pieces. A human being. environment.
Number 6. We now arrive at Season 14, Survivor Fiji, and no, it's not the modern Fiji. The OG one was in a whole different part of the country. Yeah, there were a couple of dry years of really terrible immunity idols, and you can check some of those out in my video, the top 10 worst immunity idols. However, Season 14 shows some improvement in the idol game. Here we have a sinister weapon shoved through a skull and bones. The club is sharpened into a curved blade with deadly hooks protruding. The skull is patched with leather stitches, and many bones form a dark halo surrounding it. This weapon fits the theme of the season and is definitely a work of art, and also looks amazing in the hands of the victors.
The most important thing in this game, immunity.
Number 5. In Season 15, Survivor China, we have one of the most beautiful and unique idols in the show's history, and it really fits well with this season and its theme. Just like how Pearl Islands goes hard on the theme, Survivor China equally does that. This miniature terracotta warrior is a tribute to the hundreds of life-size terracotta warriors that can be found guarding the first Qin Empire of China. The details on this idol are simply incredible, from his mustache to his armor plates. Every single thing seems to be exactly perfect. Now, I really like this idol simply because it actually fits with the theme so well. It pays tribute to the warriors of ancient China and Chinese culture. It is a beautiful work of art in its own right. Even if it had nothing to do with Survivor, it would still stand alone anywhere and be beautiful. While it may be a little bulky, it isn't that large and seems pretty easy to carry.
Immunity. This is the immunity idol. When you have this in your possession, you cannot be voted out of this game.
Number 4. Next, we timidly step into Russell Hance's stomping ground, Season 19 Survivor Samoa. This idol is a large weapon with more skulls, quite intimidating. However, this time we have a spear, which is new, and also an animal skull, also new. The spear is overly large, and I can't imagine killing anything with it besides maybe a mammoth or maybe a shark. If only there were a good fisherman on the season like Ozzy. That would be interesting to see him bring the spear back to the challenge, albeit up from catching a shark. But anyways, it looks impressive. Its large diamond-shaped head is etched with carvings, making it appear ancient. The animal skull looks like a snake's head with horns. Accurate or not, this spear is wicked cool. Samoa is famous for its warriors, and the weapon was a great choice to represent this season.
First tribe to finish wins immunity. This is the immunity idol. When you have this at your camp, you cannot go home.
Number 3. Next is Season 7, Survivor Pearl Islands. Like China, this season just had to be here since from top to bottom, it fully embraces its pirate theme. This idol is a vicious piece of craftsmanship comprised of an axe with a skull stuck on top and a coin placed in one eye socket. Not just any coin though, it looks to be a Spanish doublet that you might find floating in a wreck deep in the sea. The attention to detail in this idol is wonderful. There are lots of small etched carvings on the coin, missing teeth, and dirt in the skull. And the axe itself is something you expect from the time period of the 1500s, which is what they seem to be going for. If you were carrying this back to camp, you would be looking pretty epic.
The most valuable thing in your 39 days is this right here.
Number 2. In second place is Season 27 Survivor Blood vs. Water. This statue blows all of the rest out of the water. Get it? Water? Okay, I'll leave. But seriously though, this rotund little Chinese god has so many details, it's difficult to see them all by simply watching the show, even in HD. I actually recommend looking at the still image of it on the Survivor Wiki since it is such a good resolution there. Now the idol is holding a basket and standing on top of what looks like to be a rolling ocean. The details in his beard, gown, basket, and the waves are simply stunning. I'm not sure exactly what he might have to do with blood versus water, and I'm also positive this season was not shot in China, so the theme element is really missing here, although he is literally standing on water, so I'll give them that. Otherwise, it does seem a bit out of place, but that is the only knock against it, as it is a beautiful statue made with care.
Wins immunity. This is what you want in this game. Immunity keeps you safe from tribal council.
Honorable mention. Here we go. Season 40, Survivor Winners at War. I chose this one because I think it fits the theme of the season really well. The skull and crossbones symbol was everywhere throughout the show, and it reminds me of the wonderful Pearl Islands. This was a battle of the best, and the skull was an apt sign for the victor. Details that made this skull more than a pile of bones were the fire tokens placed in its eyes and the chains wrapped around it. The ease of splitting it into 2 idols for first and second place tribes also makes it really cool.
One last thing. What else?
Stop, like enough things.
This challenge is also for immunity.
Number 1. Last, but definitely not least, obviously, we have my favorite idol from season 38, Survivor Edge of Extinction. Isn't it weird that the best idol comes from one of the most divisive seasons for the fan base? Anyways, this two-piece idol is of a fighting dragon and an attacking phoenix. We rarely see any animal statues in Survivor, so this is a real change of pace. There is only one other in all 40 seasons, and that's in Survivor Philippines, the infamous chicken idol. Most idols are humanoid or weapon related, so this is really unique in that way. The dragon holding the yellow gem is reared back into fighting position, ready to protect his treasure. The phoenix is crouched down but has its wings ready to take off. This is a great image of those who are sent to the edge but not out of the game. They rise on the wings of the phoenix, and the dragon, which is those who remain, must fight to keep their stake in the game. This idol ticks every box. It fits the theme of the season with its beautiful imagery. The idol, or really idols as they're two separate pieces, are truly pieces of art. Finally, these are possibly some of the most unique idols we have ever seen in the show's history. Truly beautiful.
Wins immunity. This is the immunity idol. Once again, immunity is back up for grabs, and today, 2 tribes will win immunity.
Okay, so I know this is Mary's list and everything, but I feel like I have to include me, Once Upon an Island. I have to include the chicken idol of Survivor Philippines. How did it not make this list, for real? It's a work of art, and it should be applauded by everyone.
This is what it's all about right here. The immunity idol. The second tribe to finish wins immunity.
Thanks for watching. If you like the content you see here, then please consider supporting me and this channel on Patreon. Your financial support makes all of this possible, so thank you, and thank you for watching.